The most common argument in favour of microtransactions in video games is that they offset the increasing cost of game development. It keeps a game's price tag at the tried and true $60 mark. And as one industry analyst recently argued, that $60 mark might in fact be too low. Which begs the question, do industry analysts even fucking know anything?
Evan Wingren, a market analyst for investment firm KeyBank Capital Markets, recently said in a note to investors that gamers are overreacting to the microtransactions in Star Wars Battlefront II. He says the outrage is not justified. Wingren said, quote, "The handling of the Star Wars Battlefront II launched by EA has been poor." Oh boy, has it? Despite this, we view the suspension of microtransactions in the near term as a transitory risk. Gamers aren't overcharged, they are undercharged, and we're gamers. He's trying to say there that him and his team play video games. You know, that's like some of my best friends are video gamers. Yeah. It continues, quote, "This saga has been a perfect storm for overreaction as it involves EA, Star Wars, Reddit, and certain purist gaming journalists / outlets who dislike microtransactions. Wingren's chief argument is that the cost per hour of entertainment in video games is still lower than the other entertainment mediums like film and television. So having expensive microtransactions in a game should not be an issue because gamers are getting more entertainment value per dollar than they would seeing a movie or watching a TV show."
Wingren said, quote, "If you take a step back and look at the data, an hour of video game content is still one of the cheapest forms of entertainment. Quantitative analysis shows that video game publishers are actually charging gamers at a relatively inexpensive rate and should probably raise prices. Wingren estimated if a gamer spent $60 on Battlefront 2 and an additional $20 per month on loot crates while playing around 2 hours per day for a year, then it would work out at roughly 40 cents per hour of entertainment." This is where his analyst credentials go through the fucking floor for me. What the fuck is he talking about? If you buy the game for $60 and you spend $20 per month for a whole year playing the game for 2.5 hours every single day for a year, firstly, who pays for just one game in a year? Maybe him, because he's a filthy fucking casual gamer, as he's trying to make out.
You know, some of his best friends are gamers.
His best friends are gamers. Even if that is the case, 40 cents per hour of entertainment on that game. Who has played a game for a whole year? This guy is an analyst, and that's what he's saying here. An alienist, more like.
I don't know what that means. Is he very particular about?
He compared this to television and film, where he estimates the cost per hour of TV is around 60 cents, and the cost per hour of watching a film in the cinema is around $3 per hour.
What?
60 cents watching TV. I mean, anybody who subscribes to Netflix watches more than 60 cents per hour. I mean, how many hours per month is that on Netflix if you're playing $10?
Well, let's not do maths, but he's fundamentally, yeah, he's talking through his ass here. He either does not know about Netflix or he hasn't actually thought about it, and he's just assuming that the comparison is favourable because he's thinking of, like, I don't know, cable television in America or something. Things have changed, like Netflix and you know, whatever your subscription services are, Amazon Instant Video and all that stuff. The value for money there is amazing. It's really, really good. You can sit there and go through hours and hours and hours of content for about £8 a month in the UK. So that's cheap. That's really high value. Better value than you know 60 quid these days, or 50 quid on a video game. The value for money there is probably really favourable, if anything. And he's trying to use it to say that we're not paying enough for video games. I don't know. He's just talking through his ass.
Yeah, I think his main problem is that he makes this really false assumption that we just play one video game for a whole year. And you might pick up a game and play it for 2 hours, decide it's shit, you don't want to play it anymore. What value for money is that if you're paying $60? $30 an hour is what you're paying in that case. On Netflix, you've got loads of choice. In the variation, like Mike said, is limitless. You've got entertainment for days and days and days and days. Years. That's the subscription. Yeah. You've got all this variety. You don't have that in a single game for a whole year. What the f are you talking about, you analyst? This guy gets paid to analyze it. He doesn't. Oh, we're gamers. Is he? He went on to say, quote, "Despite its inconvenience to the popular press narrative, if you like Star Wars and play video games at an average rate, you're far better off skipping the movie and playing the game to get the most bang for your buck."
He's talking through his ass there. One thing he's ignoring...
Whereas he wasn't before, Mike? Was he talking sense before?
Exactly. One key thing that he's ignoring there is the idea of repetition, I think, as well, which is, you know, he's talking obviously about multiplayer, I guess, but it's basically a set of maps and a set of modes and a single player campaign. There is a limit, you know, there's a limit to the amount of content that you've got there, and he's kind of ignoring the fact that you could just buy the movie on Blu-ray and rewatch it as much as you want and go through all the, you know, the director's commentary and all that stuff, really get your money out of it that way. He's just really oversimplified this issue in an effort to try and quell market fears over EA, because their stock has gone down by like 10% since the start of the month or something, and they've really taken a big hit over this, and they're in trouble with Disney about it. This is him just trying to like slam the brakes for the sake of the share price by saying, you know, that, oh, we're actually getting great value for money, because not only is he saying that the $60 is cheap, but he's added to his calculations the $20 microtransaction every month, which he says that is a good deal and we should be paying even more than that. It's just
completely ignoring the fact that you would have to play a game for 900 hours to get that 40 cents rate, because I've just worked it out in my head.
Very good.
Because I am an actual analyst, and I'm more credentials than him apparently. 900 hours on a game. Have you ever played 900 hours on a game? I haven't. This is the guy making headlines. People like this who pretend that I'm a gamer. I know what I'm talking about. I'm an analyst. I will say shit and it will get headlines. Games are too cheap. And this is what angers me. That the people who are uninformed and don't even take a look at the fucking stats. He assumes that we're going to spend 900 hours on every single game that we play to get value for money out of it. He's talking bullshit, and this is the guy that gets headlines. Fuck off.
Okay, so is this guy right? Are we paying too little for our games? Are they actually excellent value for money, like he says? Let us know what you think down in the comments. I've got a sneaking suspicion I know what you're going to say. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every day. There's another video right there which you can watch right now, and the link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.